Nothing comes easy here at Gamers8. And now for the first time tonight, here on the main stage, we've got a classic NA versus EU battle. Fancy, the fans are starting to pour in just a little bit more. The crowd is growing in anticipation. We now know our main event will be Furia versus Falcons a little bit later tonight. The script is coming into form finally.
We gotta see NA versus EU before we see the home team play on stage. أعزائنا المشاهدين، الجيم القادم بيكون فيوريا بيلعب ضد فالكونز، لكن قبل كذا عندنا كلاسيك ماتش اب، عندنا ماتش اب شاهدناها في الميجر قبل شهور قريبة جدا. الماتش اب هذه ما بين NA ضد EU، وهذه بالذات لها هيستوري جدا عريق لأن شاهدناها مرة كثير في الشهور الماضية.
But first, the blue wall is gonna get a little bit of a paint job tonight. Here come your San Diego Major champions. Here is Karmine Corp. Exotic, Itachi, and the European MVP Vatira. The blue wall fears no team here at Gamers8, and you'll have a hard time finding a more fierce competitor than the MVP Vatira. But what really makes K-Corp deadly is it isn't always Vatira. At any point, any one of these three can step up and carry the team to victory.
K-Corp وصلوا عندنا في المسرح، واخيرا زي المشاهدين الان احنا نشهد فائزين في الوينتر سبليت ميجر قبل شهور قريبه جدا. كانوا في المركز الثالث والرابع في الكاس العالم، كانوا في المركز الثالث والرابع ايضا قدام فتالتي بعد ما خسروا قدامهم في الميجر الثاني في الوينتر. ايضا كميه النتائج اللي حصلها هذا الروستر لا تعد ولا تحصى، لكن خصمهم تو طالع من فوز جدا كبير على المسرح. كلنا نعرف مين بيكونون، خلونا نرحب فيهم. أبطال شمال أمريكا فيز كلان. قبل دقائق قليلة طلعوا من انتصارة كانت جدا قوية، سواء كان مع كروم، سواء كان مع الكوتش حقهم او مع اي لاعب ثاني. ميستو فيرست كيلر دائما يخلون الجيم يكون جدا ممتع للمتابعه، وجدا نتائجهم تكون ناجحه في كل مره يواجهون فيها فرق عالميه. لكن المره هذه ما هو اي تيم عالمي يواجهه، جالس يواجه كارمين كورب اللي فعلا هم يعتبرون من الافضل في EU. في الNA EU دائما الماتشات تكون حماسيه، اختلاف البلاي ستايل هذا بالذات راح يورينا مباراه ممتعه.
The old ball coach held his own against Pioneers. If he keeps this up, he'll double his career earnings by the end of Gamers8. But now they've got to rely on their experience. They've got a boss fight on their hands as the players now will take their seats and get ready for this classic NA-EU battle. It is the Blue Wall taking on FaZe Clan, a rematch of the grand finals from San Diego with a little bit of a twist. FaZe Clan breaking out their secret weapon, Rob G.
زي ما تعرفون أعزائي المشاهدين، هذه هي المباراة نفسها اللي كانت في نهائي الوينتر ميجر، راح تكون ريماتش معنا في جيمرز 8. راح نشوف إذا فيز ممكن المرة الثانية يخسرون على التوالي أو كارمين كورب يكون عندهم نتيجة أخرى. على طول مع المعلقين نتابع المباراة.
FaZe Clan has the entire deck stacked against them, going up against the blue wall. Can they pull it off? Can they get into the upper finals? Casters, take it away.
Well, Johnny, you just said to me, I do the play-by-play, and you get to sit back and talk about Coach Chrome. So
right.
Go on, how difficult is playing with this sub going to make things for FaZe?
I mean, FaZe lost to this Karmine Corp team when they were playing with their full team, so now that they've got their sub playing, their sub coach, yeah, I don't fancy their chances. But it's, like, once again, just like it was earlier on today for Pioneers, pressure on FaZe opponents. They cannot lose to Chrome. You can't be doing that. You can't be losing to a player who's been retired for as long as he has. But, you know, looking at the way Chrome played earlier on, it looks like it is within the realms of possibility.
Yeah, he stepped in well. He wasn't a slouch on the pitch by any means. Very fast to get back to those professional level mechanics and reflexes and just general ability that he used to have all the way back in Season 5 in London. We've seen this man perform live before, and now we have the honor of doing it all over again. I mean, in the 2v2s and the 1v1s, fair to say FaZe just about shade it over Karmine Corp, certainly in the ones, right?
Yeah, I think that should be favored for First Killer slightly, if he's up to his usual form. Don't underestimate Vatira, though. Vatira's been getting into the 1v1 recently, the 1v1 game mode, and I'm mega impressed with what I see from him. He's a complete natural, so I'm excited. I really hope we get to see First Killer versus Vatira. And, you know, in order for that to happen, I do think we're going to need to see FaZe win one of the 3v3 games. I expect Karmine Corp to win this first of the 3v3 games, and then I'm expecting FaZe to pick 2s. They did look very comfortable in 2v2 earlier against Pioneers.
Yeah, I've seen Vatira in show matches, I think against Ruas, where he'd lose a couple and he was like, can we play again, can we play again? Best of 5? He was just desperate to keep on going because he wants to improve his 1v1 game, because ultimately that's the best way to improve your 3v3 game, and that is what he and all of Karmine Corp are all about. I love this head-to-head right here. He
took Zen to Game 7, actually. He was one of the first players to nearly beat Zen as you know, Zen's win streak continued. Eventually, Ruas was the one to end it. Yeah, Vatira, he's a menace in every game mode. First Killer, likewise. They're the main characters here, just like they were when they met in the San Diego finals for the RLCS Winter Major. This is such an important game for FaZe. If they can get a win against Karmine Corp in 3s, the Rocket League scene is going to lose their collective minds.
Well, here we go. In a slightly different format, it is the rematch of the grand finals of the San Diego Winter Major. First Killer will have some ghosts to exorcise. Next to him is a slightly different lineup. And as for Karmine Corp, I mean, this is the team who are always wanting to get back to the very top. They've been pipped recently by opponents who've lost earlier on today, and they'll be sniffing out an opportunity to be considered the best team in the world yet again. But to be that, you have to take out FaZe Clan. You have to do it quickly, and they're still a dangerous team, even with Chrome on the pitch.
Exotic back for his second Gamers8. He was playing for Semper last season. Oh, hold on a second here. We need to talk about how FaZe Clan nearly scored as Karmine Corp triple commit and clear the danger from the near post. But yes, it is returning Exotic. Itachi and Vatira both playing their first Gamers8 games right now. Yeah, Exotic trying to get out of the group stage this time. Couldn't do it last event.
Itachi puts that one into the center. And this was there. Vatira does shoot at his first Gamers8, wanting to make something from the opportunity as Exotic streams in, the man with the experience, as you mentioned, Johnny Boy. Miss sends it forward, and First Killer is chasing down Vatira, showing him no respect. He almost finds Mist. And Chrome has to show that he's still got some mechanics in those old thumbs of the half flip backwards. Just keep up the defending. And here's First Killer into the center.
You cannot be hyping up Chrome's mechanics and then say half flip. You can't be doing.
He nailed it, mate. It was a good one. Oh, should be 1-0 from Vatira. A clean chance, but it goes wide.
Nah, not even close. Chrome would have had it covered, I'm sure. Oh my word. Well, First Killer's just going to check and see if the back corner's still there. Interesting game defensively for FaZe so far. They've actually had some decent chances. To a close-up look at Karmine Corp's net. Credit to Chrome. He looks like he belongs here. He looks like he's been playing for the entire time since he retired years ago.
I mean, I remember in an interview with Alpha about how when Vitality started this season, they didn't qualify through the closed qualifiers, right, to make a regional. And Alpha was saying, once you make it past those bubble teams, it becomes easier. Suddenly a style of Rocket League is played in 3v3 that those at the top have come to expect. FaZe Clan are normally one of those teams that play it the right way, the expected way. But now they've had Chrome brought in, that's going to change, and maybe that might be worth a goal or two, and maybe they can defend for the rest of the game if it comes down to it.
You know, they're still tied 0-0 with almost half the game gone. Tira calling his miss early there. Itachi had it ready and covered. And will this frustrate Karmine Corp? The resistance FaZe are putting up against their usual relentless pressure. There's another chance for the infield pass. Well cut off, nice and early by FaZe Clan.
Nice save yet again from FaZe. They're able to deal with the Karmine Corp attack so far. Vatira would love to change that, but he's met by Chrome. Chrome keeps going. Challenge in the center. A little bit boost-starved for Karmine Corp. They're a tad low as a team, but Itachi has some. He fakes one out. He carries on going as well. First Killer It's a player that you can't quite bypass, and Chrome also takes a bite out the apple and helps his teammate.
Great stuff there from Chrome, just supporting First Killer. Although I'm sure First Killer had that situation completely under control. This is already impressive for FaZe to be putting up this much resistance. And then Vatira gets back into position and pops the ball back in the middle. Huge clear by First Killer. Chrome's downfield. Chrome shot on target, and Chrome has scored!
No way! You can see Furia there, they're laughing. I doubt Karmine Corp will be. Chrome, though, the finish of the century. Vatira, see you later.
Vatira, who's that? Chrome sends it, isn't it? Now FaZe Clan can do what FaZe Clan do best and defend a lead. We are gonna see both 2v2 and 1v1 in this match, so I'm absolutely a delighted caster at this moment. Karmine Corp are shocked. They're in shambles. This is not in the script for them. They're the blue wall. They don't want to see any kind of resistance from Chrome.
No blue wall here. I think the crowd and the fans will be against Karmine Corp, rooting for FaZe, cheering them over the finish line, but there's still so much time. Chrome booms it first. Could beat Itachi here. It's to the ceiling. Who's underneath it? It's got to be Chrome. It's not Chrome. It's on a gold almost. But Vatira, he's going to get the counter attack. He pushes it in. It's pushed wide by First Killer.
Well, this is just unbelievable. Final minute approaching, and FaZe are standing strong. They're almost up by 2 there. And Karmine Corp really don't know how to deal with Chrome. He's just running the show. He's completely demoralized them.
His First Killer in the corner. Chrome's behind him. Itachi's up at First Killer. He's got the quality to get through them. Chrome is waiting underneath. He leaves it for Mist expertly. Here is Chrome on the left side. One more touch into the center is what he wants, but Itachi beats him to it. Karmine Corp lining something up, but it's only as far as First Killer. He gets it under Exotic. There's a pass on for Chrome, but he didn't pass to Chrome.
Yeah, Chrome just waiting for a golden opportunity here. Patience from the veteran. Patience from the coach, who's got command in the middle of the FaZe side of the stage. 25 seconds to go. Vatira trying to get the ball to the middle, but it's defended well by Mist. It's back into the middle of the box, so Exotic scores it. Well-placed shot.
All of FaZe Clan on the same side of the goal, and it was one time too many. Chrome puts it back into the center from Mist clearance. And it was a good read from Exotic as well. Karmine Corp kept calm, remained patient, and eventually got their rewards.
This is still a result for FaZe. Playing Karmine Corp close. They've got to settle down here. This is a chance for KC. Exotic calling the fake early there. First Killer keeping the ball nice and safe in the corner, but Itachi's dunk is going to have them in a bit of trouble. I think we're headed to overtime though. They know it bounces up. We might have something going on. Into overtime we go.
In a series where FaZe Clan shade the 1v1s and probably the 2v2s, a win in 3s would be gigantic for them, but Karmine Corp are trying to ensure that will not happen. They have to score this next goal though. Vatira takes a touch. He's over First Killer almost, but First Killer is doing such a good job staying tall. So is Mist as well. Chrome on the goal line has to be called into action here, but Exotic chooses to pass. Perhaps he should have shot. First Killer to the ceiling. The shot comes in now, and it's just ground away by Karmine Corp. They take the game.
What a relief for Karmine Corp. They had to come back from behind against FaZe, but they did it in a 20-second equalizer. An overtime winner combination. It was Exotic first, Itachi second. Karmine Corp do take game 1. But that was close though. Chrome should be happy with his performance there. FaZe should be very happy with their collective performance. Remember, the last time these two teams played, it was Karmine Corp who were victorious when Sypical was playing. Now that Sypical's not on the pitch, it is still close between the two teams.
We can say the same thing we said when FaZe Clan went up against Pioneers. All they have to do is get 1 3v3, and if they win the 2v2 and 1v1, they will take the series. And if you take game 1 to overtime, 20 seconds away from winning it as well, then my goodness, there is the potential for FaZe Clan to topple Karmine Corp here, a team that, for the most part, are new to this format.
Yeah, this is what Karmine Corp wanted, really. Just make sure that they don't lose early, so that they've got their overall game result that they will have talked about. You know, it's important. Let's not underestimate this team. Let's play seriously from the start, which they did. but I'm sure they expected a bit of an easier game than that. I mean, I'm very interested to hear their own thoughts on Chrome's performance. I'm sure that they're very impressed because Chrome looked like he belonged in the lobby. He didn't look out of place at all. And if you ever see situations, I'm sure a lot of you watching have seen content creator tournaments where there's pros, content creators in the same team, and you can
I've been that content creator, Johnny.
You can usually tell, who the content creators are. But yeah, Chrome, he really knows what he's supposed to be doing, and he's playing very well here. Won't have to play here though because Firskiller has called out Vatira for a 1v1.
Let's see what Vatira is made from. Firskiller has been playing well today, not just an attack, but also defending tool. Being a real team player, but right now it has to be all about him, and he has to avoid the edge of the bump at the start. He doesn't, but it goes just over to begin with.
Now Vatira loves to challenge early in 1v1. He doesn't like to give his opponent a lot of space. In fact, he told me himself that he's more afraid to leave the ball than he is to be on zero boost, and that's not a problem he's going to need to worry about right now as he has the boost advantage and the 1 goal advantage.
Bit of a shrug if anyone was looking at the bottom left of their screen after Vatira did that as well. I think he was surprised that Firskiller allowed him to take that touch as cleanly as he did. Also just shaking off any nerves 30 seconds into a 1v1. Even if you're Vatira, even if you've done almost everything there is to do in the game of Rocket League at your young age, and you believe that you're the best, 1v1 is just something a little bit different. And this, of course, is something that Firskiller is used to. One of the most celebrated 1v1ers in the game, but he's passed that one straight to the Frenchman's car, and it's 2-0.
And Vatira, he's still a little bit of an unknown entity in the world of ones. He's pretty new to the game mode, but like I said earlier, he's really taken to it. Like a fish in water. He's such a natural with ball pressure. He doesn't give his opponent any space on the ball, doesn't give them any time to get their plays going. He's completely dominated Firskiller from both kickoffs and looking to do it now for the 3rd time.
He gets the boost again, has control of it. What's he going to do against Firskiller? Just prodding him for now. Let him get that boost as well. So Firskiller does have something to play with. The ball has been camped in his half. Vatira charging down quickly yet again. Firskiller falling for it. I'm sure at some point he'll start to read these plays. The car's behind the ball right now. Difficult for Firskiller, but with that creative flick, it's 2-1.
The delayed wraparound flick from Firskiller. Vatira decided to switch things up in a defense for once and back off in shadow. It does not work. Firskiller did not panic. He did not flick early, which is what Vatira was hoping for. He waited until it was too late for Vatira to react. Pinged it in the top corner.
Despite going 2 goals down, Firskiller will still be supremely confident against his French opponent, especially if he can get that boost, which he can't. So now Vatira has 100 to play with, but he puts the shot just wide. Takes another boost though, working away against Firskiller, but sadly for him, the ball's going the wrong direction. It also might be going into his goal if he's not careful here. Vatira does stand tall enough to keep the save going. And we have a bit of open passage play right now.
Yeah, good dodging on the demos from Firskiller, and he sees an opening. That's going to be a tie game. What a spot from Firskiller. Vatira had the play under his control here. Firskiller realized that he wasn't going for a quick shot. He was looking to take a run up. And as soon as Vatira left the ball for a moment, Firskiller takes it and scores with 1 touch.
Firskiller perhaps realizing he was giving his opponent too much time and space on the ball in the first couple of goals and tucking in for the fast rotations himself.
Look at this.
And then he beats Vatira for pace from the kickoff. That should be 3. Oh, Vatira made it close, but it is.
Oh, the awareness from Firskiller so on point there. Vatira delayed his kickoff. Firskiller spotted that and chipped it over him. The awareness to do that on this, if I believe the first time this game Vatira has tried to trick Firskiller like this, Firskiller ready for it and actually catches Vatira out of position.
3-2 now for FaZe Clan and for Firskiller, trying to get back into this series. They'll be back to 3v3 after this one, where Vatira and Karmine Corp feel a lot more comfortable, but Vatira won't be giving up on this one anytime soon, especially if he can redirect this one, and he can.
Just again, relentless pressure from Vatira, takes the boost. Firskiller really committed there. He thought he could flip over to Vatira and get the boost before he could. He was just a little bit mistaken with his calculation there. Collided with Vatira. Vatira ended up grabbing the boost. The goal was just all too easy for the Frenchman.
Vatira, a player that will not mind having all eyes on him in this situation. Always willing to stand up and be counted, but so far, I'd say the quality of Firskiller is just beginning to show.
Yeah, that was a miss hit there from Vatira, trying to at least hit the ball over Firskiller. I mean, his plan there is to get a shot on target. Probably not expecting to score it, but while Firskiller's making a save, Vatira would look to even out the boost disadvantage. But yeah, he just didn't hit it hard enough, and Firskiller had the easy goal.
Could be another one here from the kickoff. Vatira. Oh, it's an awkward touch towards Firskiller, who was waiting for it, but Vatira got just about enough angle. But now we can see what FaZe is like, controlling the boost and controlling the ball, taking it to the ceiling. Does he go for the dish? He doesn't, he fakes it out.
Perfect boost steal.
Take a couple of touches, more steals coming in. Vatira, he's got nothing. He's just trying to keep the ball away from the goal for as long as he can, and he gets the flick away. That's
a great play from Vatira. Timing on the flick there is the key. He just wants to get some boost back, and now he's got it. FaZe still 3 boosts in a row. Now, actual ceiling challenge from Vatira delays it just a little bit. Brilliant matching of FaZe's approach. That awkward touch from FaZe will even out the play. They've both got 100 boosts to play with. Vatira commits to the air, flip reset, and the goal, denied. FaZe perfectly reads it, and now he's got the counter attack. This is what the OG FaZe has been doing for so long. The goal line save and the open net at the other end.
He takes his threes defensive brilliance and he applies it even more in the 1v1 game. Seemed for all the world that Vatira had taken the ultimate bonus, not just keeping the ball out down the other end, scoring himself, but FaZe said, nah, got it down to the other end. And a 2-goal difference for the first time in favor of the FaZe clan, man.
Vatira trying to stay active here. Neither player has pretty much any boost to play with. Can Vatira get an aerial pass FaZe? He's going for it again. Low 50 with a bit of a flip to play with. That's enough. FaZe wanted a good 50-50 mid-air. Vatira did not give him one.
A lovely flip reset as well. Just waited, read it perfectly. Knew where FaZe was going, knew where the ball was as well, and was able to just wrap around that ball. 1 minute and 51 seconds left. 5-4. A pretty high-scoring 1v1 game. Vatira is keeping it as competitive as we would have hoped. And he'll get this boost as well. Real chance for him. What's his angle like? Oh, it's a heavy touch, though. And FaZe gratefully is able to come away with the ball.
A reverse challenge and a bump from Vatira, though. Another bump from Vatira. FaZe actually catches the ball at the end of it. Vatira's waiting for the boost steal here. Perfect timing as he got the boost right as it spawned. I don't know if FaZe knows that, because he didn't look like he played against 100 boost Vatira there. Still great recoveries in defense by FaZe.
Here he comes. Vatira controlling the ball. He's been dangerous in these situations. He gets it over FaZe and he equalizes.
That is a huge play from Vatira. FaZe is ready to dive into a challenge mid-air. Vatira cuts in field, and he just got into position more quickly than FaZe was ready for. Now back to the kickoff, tie game. Vatira tried one sneaky strategy earlier on, has not gone back to it, and this time he just single jump straight through the ball. Boost advantage goes to him.
There's another chance for Vatira, maybe straight from the kickoff. FaZe should get the save, but how are his recoveries? He's picking up boosts. He's actually got 102, but Vatira spins so quickly. As you mentioned, more scared of not having the ball than not having boost. Wants to get around this one, but the lack of boost is eventually going to catch up with him. And FaZe has a chance down the other end. It should. That was perhaps a bit of naivety from Vatira, choosing ball over boost and it backfiring.
Yeah, just underestimates FaZe's acceleration. Great shot from FaZe there. Just enough power to get past Vatira as he recovers. Nearly able to get around the ball there, Vatira. He did catch out FaZe with a couple of sneaky challenges before that, though. FaZe needs to pay attention to Vatira, who likes to be as aggressive as he can with his defense. Here he comes off the wall again.
Well, can he cook up this time? Does he go for the flip reset? No, it's just the challenge. FaZe stayed behind it as much as he could. Vatira almost manages to pip it back on target. Vatira has to, relatively speaking, rush things now. 35 seconds left. First, he has to defend up against FaZe. He manages that. Step 1 done. Where's step 2? There it is. 1 touch done. 6-6.
Oh, Vatira in FaZe with a taste of his own medicine there. Goal line save, perfect recovery, and the direct shot across the pitch. What a game we're seeing here. It's FaZe who desperately need the win. They played Karmine Corp close in threes, but a reverse sweep seems out of the question.
Up there with the best 1v1s of Gamers8 so far. 6-6. High scoring, high quality, and high stakes as well. Here could be the 7th. Almost. FaZe save at the near post. Gets it over the top of Vatira as well. 15 seconds left now. FaZe with what could be the dagger. Tries to get it over the top of Vatira. Vatira has the boost, though, and the quality to see it away over his own goal.
Yeah, FaZe wanted the boost steal there. Vatira denied it, but he's overextended.
Oh, no way.
Vatira's got a wide open net. He's not going to take his time with it, but he does get it down to 2 seconds. What a mistake by FaZe. He got on the wrong side of the ball, but Vatira had it covered.
Wow. What a situation we have here. 2 seconds away from an upset. The team we expect to take the series, not necessarily the player we expect to take the 1v1, but if he can sink this ball, he's done it. FaZe though, emerges on the kickoff with the ball, but he's not going to be able to get there after Vatira, high fives all rounds. His team can't believe it. He puts Karmine Corp 2-0 up.
Well, if they felt relieved after winning the 3v3, Vatira's going to feel incredible after winning the 1v1 against one's legend, FaZe, who's been at the top of the one scene in North America for well over 5 years now, since before he could play RLCS. And Vatira, who's very new to the scene, has just taken him down by 1 goal. That was FaZe's pick of the game mode as well, so they need to win 3 straight. They need to beat KC twice in 3v3 if they're going to advance.
Looking like a long way away now for FaZe Clan. But who knows? Stranger things have happened. They were only the overtime away from winning in game number 1 of the 3v3. They'd be confident in the 2v2. And then it comes to a game 5, which will be 3v3 again. So FaZe Clan fans, not completely over just yet, but it's close.
And I think Vatira has certainly cemented himself as one of the 10 best ones players at this tournament with that win. You know, right now, power ranking is very difficult because ones is so active, but that's a big, big win. And it was from behind a couple of times as well. He had to fight back. FaZe had him on the ropes, and now it's back to 3v3. It's back to Chrome, and FaZe need a win.
Yeah, I mean, FaZe and Mist gonna have to turn to their coach, their captain, their leader, their spiritual guide, their inspiration, their
god.
Anything you want to say, Chrome is who that is for them right now. Sat there in the middle. He, of course, insisted that he would be sat in the middle. His players could turn to him, and he would teach them what to do. It's been a great performance from Chrome so far, and from FaZe Clan in general. Karmine Corp so far are seeming like they have a little bit too much for them, but the 3v3 game, Johnny, it feels so much different. Which of their 2 best players, you know, Vatira or FaZe, is going to be first to really slot back into that groove?
Yeah. You know, I did have a chance to talk to FaZe about their seating arrangement. You know, Chrome sitting in the middle is interesting to see. It's usually FaZe sitting in the middle. But, you know, simply, Chrome did not want his aura of excellence to be unequally shared between his teammates beside him. You know, if he's sitting at the side, then obviously the player in the middle is closer to him, and they're going to feel that aura a lot more powerfully than the teammate on the other end. So yeah, it's very fair there, very thoughtful of Chrome to share his own aura. And you know, his fragrance as well. He smells really good. I met him in the lift the other day. You know, really nice smell coming off him. So yeah, I think that's just really going to add something else to FaZe that Karmine Corp they don't have that same Chrome aura. I mean, how can you? There's only 1 Chrome.
Breathe it in, FaZe Clan, because this is a life or death situation. They've remained in the upper bracket, but that could be about to change if Karmine Corp can do the expected and take game number 3 in the 3v3. Vatira performed supremely in the 1s earlier on against FaZe. Let's see how he is in the 3s.
They have KC settled down here. FaZe had them looking a bit nervous at the start of the last game, the 3v3 game. You know, now that they've got that 1 win, and especially after Vatira's got the 1v1 win, they're double committing here. So Tachi and Exotic extremely excited to attack FaZe Clan. Yeah, now that they've got the 2-0 lead, I think that the nerves will be completely gone, and Karmine Corp will just probably do what KC do.
Exotic pushes that one forward up against Mist. Mist is still trying to keep up the pace for FaZe Clan. Impressively, Chrome loses that challenge. Actually, he wins it because it just falls on the bonnet of Mist. You can follow it up again. Mist desperate to get involved in the play as Chrome in front of him. Took the ball away from him, did he? Itachi saves it at the near post. FaZe's turn, and it's over. FaZe again. Anyone following up? It's Mist. He's spinning, but it's saved by Vatira.
Yeah, nice play by Vatira there off the inside of the post, just to match the elevation. It would have otherwise been difficult to achieve. FaZe's got everybody in the near post area for KC here. They are a team, KC, who like to play stacked together and quickly follow up on each other's touches. FaZe and FaZe can notice that. They might be able to bait them in with low 50s and try to get KC into a jam.
Mist certainly the player who is deciding to be the big man right now for FaZe Clan. Has to do some defending now. It's flashed across the goal by Exotic. Itachi's turn. End-to-end stuff. One team has loads of chances and the other has their own. Bit of a seesaw match. Exotic picks up some boost. FaZe is just waiting behind him. Chrome, does he go up? He does, but not quite speedy enough to get to that one. Shows exactly how fast Exotic was to get it past Chrome. Here's Itachi. Is there a pass into the middle? Does there need to be a pass into the middle? Perhaps not yet. Now it's Vatira. He knocks it down. Exotic's there. Could be 1-0, but again, it's Mist. The leader right now for FaZe Clan.
That's a great challenge from FaZe. actually ran out of boost, so the counter-attack wasn't really there. Karmine Corp also had to retreat to pick up the pads. Another chance for FaZe to get an attack going. First Killer's bumped out the way. Great recovery bump there from Karmine Corp. Playing this one out as aggressively as they can. Vatira with a reverse flick over missed. Makes it 1-0.
We've seen a lot from Vatira's extensive flick repertoire so far in this series. In the 1v1, there was the reverse flick up against Mist. Capable of generating amazing angles is Vatira when he has the ball under his control, and Karmine Corp do take first blood. And it's looking like they're going to be able to increase their grasp upon the series, especially if Exotic scores the second. First killer's coming in, and Chrome, who else, nips in just in time.
Yeah, ever the selfless player. Chrome sacrifices himself for the greater good, and now he's found First Killer at the other end. That's a great shot from First Killer. Vatira not only saves it, but passes it off to Itachi. Somebody's got a challenge here. Mist is just not making the move. Chrome sat behind him waiting to see what's going to happen. What's going to happen is more Karmine Corp pressure, but Chrome with a drive ahead demo there brings Mist into the play again. Great defense from Karmine Corp there. Frustrating FaZe, who have been really stretched thin in this game. There's a big chance though. Chrome almost makes it 1-1.
Oh, it's so much good work from Chrome to get these opportunities. Saved in the corner. First guy knocks it back to the main man, Chrome, but it's saved again by Exotic. How does he keep reading the genius that is Chrome? And coming away with the ball, he still has it. Up against First Killer. Itachi's following. This could be it, but Miss saves again.
I mean, the strategy's right there for FaZe. Just get the ball to Chrome. Every time he touches it, Karmine Corp are scrambling to save his shots. They've only got a minute and change in order to get that comeback started. Karmine Corp still reeling from the pressure. Chrome's shots have probably damaged their cars going into the final minute.
Here he is, Chrome up against Vatira. Vatira could 50-50 his way past First Killer, but not Chrome there. And the ball does fall to First Killer. He flip resets his way away from the back wall, gets the demo as well, but he and Mist get in each other's way somewhat. Chrome up against Exotic. Exotic has made so many saves up against Chrome. This time he can only get it as far as Mist. Chased in that direction by Chrome. First Killer has the shot, but he can't quite get around it enough, and Mist can't do the same. So near yet so far for FaZe Clan.
This is really getting desperate now for FaZe. Time's getting away from them. Lower bracket is waiting. Unless Chrome can get something started.
Lovely.
He's shot down by Itachi. Mist able to keep that one under control. Where is the goal that they so desperately need? Chrome baits the double commit perfectly. Where's the counter attack? FaZe have got to get moving.
First Killer is beaten though again by Itachi, who's shown a professional performance right now, but it's not done yet. Vatira is straight up. Mist has read it. First Killer is there. Chrome is waiting, demanding the ball. Pass it to me, I'm ready. But they just can't get hold of it. Exotic is backflipping now, and Chrome get it almost past Itachi. A few seconds remaining. FaZe Clan fighting to the very end, but Karmine Corp looking to secure this 3-0. First Killer maybe a little bit more magic in those wheels. Mist maybe the same. Is there a bump?
Where is he?
Chrome is lingering. He's up. He's pre-jumping. He's doing it all. First Killer has Chrome in front of him, but he can't get it to him. And that's going to be that. Karmine Corp are going to take the 3-0. And it's going to be enough.
Well, what a respectable showing from Chrome and FaZe Clan. 1-goal games, start to finish. Karmine Corp had to struggle. They had to really bring their A game in order to send FaZe into the lower bracket of the group. That is where FaZe are going to be tomorrow against Limitless in round 1.
FaZe did everything that could have been asked from them, but in all seriousness, with the changed roster, Karmine Corp, it was likely they were always going to have too much, but the man being honoured enough to tap the back of Chrome in the centre there, Vatira. What a performance in the 1v1.
Yeah, it's really, you know, a confirmation there in the 1v1 that Vatira is good enough to help KC win this event, win this trophy. That was the question mark. We know that the French teams, they're all good at 2v2, they're all good at 3v3, but can Vatira play at the World Class 1s level? Yes, he can.
I think Karmine Corp have just shown potentially with that 1v1 that they are a serious force in this competition. To discuss it, let's go back to Leaf.
Well, there it is, K-Corp. Well, it's K-Corp. Still be, you know, this is a team that, again, is still going to be hungry. We talked about it before, coming out of World Championships. They still want a victory on their plate before they end the season off, right?
I mean, I said that they're a team that just really embodies hunger.
And what better way to embody hunger than by devouring FaZe Clan?
Yeah, you know, he's sated for a couple of hours, and no doubt will be as hungry as ever tomorrow. But Vatira, excellent in that 1v1 against First Killer.
What a scalp that is to take too.
Absolutely. I mean, that was an. Look, man, it was just K-Corp. They were always going to have trouble. Fact goal from Vatira was sick. You know, he's Vadi Goat for a reason. Woo, come on now.
Yeah, they were great offensive, they were great defensive, their composure throughout was good. I appreciate the FaZe Clan, they also did a great job realistically. In the 3v3s, they kept them relatively close. It was a one-goal game in that first one. At the end, it was a little bit more, but Chrome, decent job. Only now do they go to the level.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I popped off in the green room. I said before, I was like, I want Chrome to score this first goal. And then he scored that first goal.
And you did it.
Okay, okay. Here comes Rob G, and then they couldn't hang on to it.
Yeah.
It was a threat I was hanging on to.
It was funny. Chamako walked in. I'm like, Chrome scored. He's like, no, what actually happened? Wait, no, Chrome scored.
You didn't believe him.
He's like, what? Why is it 1-1 in overtime? Right? I'm like, because they're popping off. It was great, but ultimately, again, we do see FaZe Clan drop to Karmine Corp, and again, expected. It's day one. A lot of these matches usually go the way. I mean, obviously, there was a difference with the Vitality match earlier on today. That didn't go as expected, but a lot of these earlier matches tend to do this, and K-Corp is just cementing their legacy. They're one of the best in the world, Jorby.
Yeah, absolutely. No surprise here at the 3-0 for K-Corp. They will likely go very far, if not the entire distance in this tournament. They are a well-oiled machine, a triple threat by all respects. We didn't even say Exotic's name, and I thought Exotic played a really clean series, had a couple of really nice shots for them. And if Itachi didn't have to do work, well, that's just scary for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Well, we do have our STC play of the game coming your way right now, and you talked about him in the highlights. We saw it in the highlights as well. Vatira just stepping it up, and a lot of our plays are coming from the 1v1s because you can just do some cool stuff. But of course, it had to be that last goal.
Good.
You guys were both saying how smart this was too, wasting time on the clock.
So you have 5 seconds left. You see him in the corner. He takes it here. He can hook shot. He can send it straight in, but he doesn't. He waits. Oh, that's a great edit. Oh my word. But he waits. He doesn't just go for it straight away. He lets 2 more seconds burn down off the clock. I'd love to see it again if we. I don't know if it's possible.
Can we get the instant replay there?
If we can see that again, that'd be great, because you can just see the hook shot does not come in.
Right.
He waits by the ball. Here, he can just go for it. But then you've got 4 seconds. He leaves it. 1, 2. And also, First Killer uses some calories to put his head back. It makes him a little bit more tired. And those 2 seconds he has left on the clock, he's not able to get a goal from.
Good analysis, Stumpy. I love it.
Thanks, and I really tried, but that edit is unbelievable.
Yeah, whoever did that, shut up.
What are you doing?
Hey, let's not. I think we did have one ready. First Killer also had an incredible play. Let's not make him look too bad. I want to take a look because this was a runner-up. We had this as our SCC play when we first saw it, but a beautiful shot from First Killer when he just dove in, had the flip, and the ball goes the other way. That's so hard to read.
There is almost impossible.
What do you do?
It's almost impossible to read that because you flip it over and like if the ball. That's the thing. If the ball is like 2 Unreal units back on your car, it just like your car just flips forward. The ball just stays there and nothing happens. Like that is such a precise maneuver.
Right.
And to pull that off, it's a sick goal. It looks cool.
Yeah.
And we love cool goals.
That was my favorite one. Again, we had to give shout outs because overall First Killer has been playing phenomenally. We gave him the MVP in his match earlier too. So that we can't just sit here. But that edit was
that edit was rude. That was just brutal. I want to see that as a GIF on Twitter. It's like when you see any like bad take, you just see First Killer just.
The memers are gonna go wild with that one.
I'm already seeing some people that we know in the Rocket League space who have already, I'm sure, clipped and are making it into a GIF right now.
I'm crying, man. Okay, I'm sorry. Take me away.
Where were we going?
Can I come?
I suppose so. Yeah, no. Again, overall, between the two, this is why we love this crew battle stuff, Jorby, is because being able to see, like, this is an instant classic of a matchup between First Killer, Vatira, some of the best in the game. Being able to just go head-to-head, no other distractions on the field. I love seeing these ones come out from these teams.
Like, almost every time we get 1v1 in these crew battles, it just highlights how good this game mode is, especially when we get players like Vatira and First Killer, like you're saying, and we watched Jorius versus Zen earlier today. That was a banger. And Vatira, obviously, MVP.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing. You couldn't give it to anyone else, I think, after that match. It's just every goal, even in the 3v3s, involved. He's one of the best.
Yeah, and I like that he's showing it as well. We mentioned it before the series started, the disappointment that he had in himself. He's like, I'm not in the grand final of Worlds. The bar that he has got is unbelievably high, but the fact that he holds himself to that standard means that he excels when he has the opportunity to do so. He did that in this series. He said that they could go the entire way, and I think it's going to be another disappointment if they don't.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, we got one more match coming your way. That's right. Gamers8 Day 1 is almost done, but not quite yet. Up next, our final match, Team Falcons versus Furia.